The barrel of Ethan Caldwell's Smith & Wesson was still hot against Zeke Dalton's forehead when he spotted her standing in the doorway of the old red brick schoolhouse. Abigail Harper was there like a ghost from his youth, her auburn hair tied back in a tight bun. But those green eyes, damn. Those eyes still burned with the same intensity that had kept him awake through countless nights on the trail. Blood dripped from Dalton's ear, where Ethan's shot had grazed him, the outlaw muttering curses about his kin coming for payback, but Ethan tuned it out. All he could focus on was how Abigail's breath quickened under her buttoned-up blouse, her plump lips slightly ajar in disbelief at seeing him after all these years. She'd been 28 when she first taught him to add numbers in that dusty classroom. Now, at 42, a widow, she was more stunning than ever, her figure softened by time, but radiating a quiet strength. The old forbidden crush he'd shoved down deep surged back like a flash flood in the Texas plains. What happens when a guy rides back into town to grab hold of the one thing his soul never released? 3 days prior, Ethan Caldwell had rolled into Willow Creek, Texas, with grit on his boots and a trail of legends behind him. The local paper had dubbed him the quickest trigger west of Dallas-8 bandits, buried in shallow graves attested to that. But as he reined in his horse on the outskirts, eyeing the cotton fields and the bustling feed store, none of it mattered. He'd come back for her. The one-room school hadn't changed much. Same faded paint, same bell tower creaking in the wind. Through the grimy window, he watched her pace with that elegant poise, gesturing at the chalkboard, her hips swaying just enough to stir old memories. When the kids spilled out for recess, Ethan swung down from his saddle, his boots thudding on the packed dirt. She was wiping the board, oblivious, and he took a second to soak her in. Time had been generous to Abigail Harper. Her curves were fuller now under that modest blue dress. She turned, and her hand shot to her collarbone, a move so familiar it twisted his gut. Ethan Caldwell, she breathed, barely audible. My goodness, look at you. He'd shot up a foot since she'd known him, bulked up from hard living. The scared kid who couldn't figure fractions, now a man with a badge and a revolver that demanded respect. Ma'am, he tipped his hat, feeling like a teenager again. Figured I'd stop by and thank my old teacher. A blush climbed her neck. You can't be here, Ethan. Folks will gossip. Let him, he said, stepping inside. The room felt smaller, charged. Heard about your husband. Sorry for your loss. She fussed with some papers, but her fingers shook. Reverend Harper was a fine man. The fever hit fast, but not fast enough to ease the pain. The words lingered like humidity before a storm. When she met his gaze, her eyes glistened. You've made something of yourself. The whole county knows your name. A man's got to choose his path, he rasped. Question is, can he stick to it? She opened her mouth to reply, but hoofbeats outside froze them both. 3 riders in worn chaps swung off their mounts, the Dalton brothers. Zeke, Caleb, and Luke, strutting in like they owned the place. Abigail paled, but held firm. Mrs. Harper, Zeke leered, his gaze slimy as it raked over her. Time we chat about your back taxes. I've paid the county, she said steadily, though fear edged her voice. Ain't the county we're talking about, sweetheart? Zeke advanced, and she edged back against her desk. Talking protection. A lone widow like you needs extra care. The implication boiled Ethan's blood. This scum was shaking her down, and worse. Lady says she's square. Ethan's voice sliced through. The brothers whirled, hands twitching toward holsters. Zeke squinted at Ethan's low-slung gun and the tin star on his vest. Well, if it ain't Ethan Caldwell, he hawked spit on the floor. Heard you been playing hero down in Abilene. Heard right, Ethan said, hand loose. Also heard you boys been harassing good people. Luke, the hothead, stepped up. You threatening us, Caldwell. Statin facts. Apologize to Mrs. Harper and get, or we take it outside. Tension crackled like dry lightning. Abigail gripped the desk, knuckles white. Ethan smelled their sweat, saw the wheels turning. Zeke was quick, but Ethan had stakes. Drawl, Zeke barked, but Ethan's revolver barked first, shattering Zeke's pistol from his grip along with a chunk of finger. Zeke howled, clutching the mess. Next one's your ticker, Ethan growled. All y'all mount up. Caleb yanked Luke back. This ain't done, Caldwell. It is now. Touch her again. I'll track you like coyotes. Once they hightailed it, Abigail stared at him, all mixed with heat. You're not the boy I knew. No, ma'am. I'm not. The look she gave him made every scar worthwhile. That night, a norther blew in from the panhandle, whipping sleet against the windows. Ethan was finishing deputy rounds when he saw her light on in the cabin behind the school. Her shadow moved alone in the kitchen, tugging at him. His knock startled her. Ethan? What in heaven's name? Sleet clung to his coat. Storm hit hard. It's full of ranch hands. Thought maybe. She wavered decency versus decorum, then sighed. Come in before you catch your death. Her place was cozy, books everywhere, including the old arithmetic book she drilled him with. I'll brew coffee, she said, hands unsteady. Their fingers brushed as she passed, the mug sparks flew. She yanked back, but not before he saw her breath hitch. Abigail, he said huskily, we got to talk about today. Nothing to talk about. You saved me. I'm grateful. But she dodged his eyes, pulling her shawl tight. She faced the fire, looking vulnerable in the glow. That's all it can be, Ethan. I'm 13 years your senior. I was your teacher. People whisper about the widow already if they knew. I don't care about tongues wagging. I do. She spun, shawl slipping, firelight tracing her neck, the rise of her chest under her nightdress. This is all I've got, me standing my position. Lose it, I'm nothing. He set the cup down, closed the gap slowly. You got me. How long? Till you tire and chase some young filly who can bear kids? I'm 42, Ethan. What could I give you? Everything. He cupped her cheek. She trembled. You gave me smarts, hope, a shot at being more. I've loved you since I was 21, through every dusty mile, every showdown, every empty night. That doesn't fade. Her eyes shut. She leaned in. This is crazy. Then let's go crazy. His kiss melted her resistance. She flowed against him like honey. Lips soft, tasting of warmth and secrets. Her hands clutched his shirt, yanking him nearer despite her protests. We can't, oh Lord, Ethan, we can't. But her body said otherwise, arching as his hands found her waist. The years dissolved, just her, the woman he'd craved. Tell me to stop, he murmured on her neck. Instead, she kissed back fiercely, fingers fumbling his buttons. Her palms on his skin drew a groan. Abigail, beautiful Abigail. In the firelight, her hair tumbled wild, lips bruised, eyes hungry. As she unlaced her stays, his pulse thundered. I've dreamed of this, she confessed, unraveling him. He lifted her, heading for the bed, her kisses searing his jaw. But lamplight hit a photo on the nightstand, Reverend Harper, stern in his suit, staring. Abigail stiffened. Oh no. She covered up, scrambling back. God, what am I doing? Samuel was good. I can't betray him. The gap yawned like a chasm. He's gone, Abigail. You're alive. But I was his wife. And you were my pupil. This is wrong. He reached. She recoiled, the sting worse than lead. What do you want? Me pretending I don't love you? Watch you wither alone. I want you, honorable the man I raised you to be. Better than urges. The words slapped. Outside, the wind howled. Ethan dressed sharply. Where you going? Bon. Wouldn't sully your honor. But as he grabbed the knob, 3 shots echoed trouble signal. The Daltons, he said. Flames danced outside. The school was ablaze, riders silhouetted. Stay put. Those are my kids' books, their shot at something. She grabbed her coat. The night turned lethal, their moment shattered. The school roared like an inferno, flames devouring the walls. 6 horsemen circled, faces twisted in the blaze, the Daltons, plus hired guns. Ethan tallied odds as they snuck near. 6 on 1 sucked, but with Abigail? Worse. They're drawing me out, he whispered behind the mercantile. Stay here. No way. Ethan Caldwell. Zeke bellowed. Come out, you coward. Let the teacher watch us school you. Jaws clenched. They were baiting. Nobody messed with his woman. I'm into this. He checked his loads. When I go, run to the church. Get the reverend ringing that bell. No to Minnie. She gripped him. You'll die. Maybe. But they won't touch you. Swear it. Her eyes searched his. She nodded. Then she kissed him hard, desperate. Come back, Ethan Caldwell. He strode into the street, calm as Sunday. The outlaws fanned out, cocky. Should have stayed gone, Zeke sneered. Snow mixed with ash. Luke twitched first. Chaos erupted. Ethan's shots dropped Luke dead, winged another. Bullets buzzed. He dove behind a trough, splinters flying. He rolled, fired another down. But a slug ripped his side, and another grazed his arm. Bleeding out, slowing. Give up, Zeke yelled. Then bells told sweet Abigail made it. Lights flickered. Townsfolk armed up. Dalton should have bolted, but rage blinded him. Ethan stood baiting. They fired wildly. His aim didn't form, more slumped. Zeke grabbed a gun. Ethan held steady. Don't. You're through. Dawn broke cold over Willow Creek. Streets slushy red. The school smoldered in ruins. Ethan got stitched by Doc Ellis, the old sawbones who'd patched half the county. Lucky devil, Ellis drawled. Inch left, you be pushing daisies. But Ethan eyed Abigail amid the ashes, tears streaking her sooty face. She's blaming herself, Ellis noted. Womenfolk do. But Daltons were vipers bite. The Daltons did it cause of me. Hell, boy, viper's gonna viper. Question is, you man enough to rebuild? Before Ethan could probe, Mayor Wilkins bustled in, the portly banker. Caldwell, town's a buzz, 6 men alone. Front page gold. Just duty, Mayor. Baloney. Saved our kids' future. Council's offering you sheriff full-time. Good wage. Respect, and we turn a blind eye to personal affairs. The word stunned. Personal? You save the teacher. If you court her right, age is just digits when a man's proven. Ethan's heart pounded. And the school. Funds pouring in, rebuild stronger. Stone this time. After Wilkins left, Ethan found Abigail clutching a scorched math book. Sorry, this is on me. She looked up, eyes raw. No mind. Let emotions blind me. Risked everything. He took the book, pulled her close. Wasn't right or wrong, bad men choose Sinbad. But good came too. What good? Town wants me sheriff, you teachin'. Wants us together, proper. He lifted her chin. Marry me, Abigail. Let me prove some loves are worth the fight. Tears fell, but she smiled. Yes, Ethan Caldwell. Yes. 6 months on, the new school gleamed on Main Street. Stone walls and big windows catching the sun. Abigail Caldwell taught with fire, but now peace lit her eyes. Sheriff Ethan Caldwell leaned in the door, watching his wife guide little Tommy Ruiz through some of the same patience she'd shown him. Sheriff, a kid piped, teach us shootin'? When you're grown. Numbers first. Abigail met his gaze, smiled, his chest tightened. Even wed, she floored him. That evening, walking home hand in hand, she squeezed his. Happy. More than deserved. She stopped, kissed him boldly on the street. Ask me in 50 years. The sun dipped behind the hills, golden and promising. Tomorrow held trials, new kids, new threats, but tonight they had each other. In a rugged Texas heartland, that was gold. What do you think about this tale of forbidden love, age gaps, and standing up to bullies? Drop a comment below with your taquito. You side with Ethan and Abigail, breaking the rules for true love, or should they have played it safe? Share your stance, and let's debate.